Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tree of Woe Wrestling Podcast. I am the Black Patriot, and this is the Wrestling Podcast where we always put wrestling first because wrestling is the number one priority. Remember, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe. It's a small thing for you, but for me, it means the world, and it means the world to the channel. And as I've always said, and I've always done on this channel, at this point, something needs to be done, because something needs to be said is not enough. Because there's tons of people saying it. There's tons of content creators saying it. There's the arena, the people in the arena, the fans in attendance saying it by their apathy and just silence and not reacting to anything. So enough of said. At this point, something must be done, because as bad as I thought SmackDown was, and it was a stinker, this week's Raw might have been worse. Guys, do you realize we are on the road to WrestleMania? Do you realize the road to WrestleMania picks up at the Royal Rumble, continues through Elimination Chamber, and that's how the card for Mania appears? Yet, literally, nothing is happening. Literally. If you watched SmackDown and you watched Monday Night Raw, you know that absolutely nothing is going on. The only people that could be entertained by this is the most modest of drone WWE fans that simply easily entertained and like anything, because these shows are terrible. Terrible. This is the worst live television on television. These shows should not be on television. If they were not wrestling programs, they would be canceled. This is the worst possible thing you could do with your Monday or your Friday night for 2.5 to 3 hours. This show was bad, boring, god-awful, nonsensical, stupid. Any terrible, worse, negative adjective that you want to apply to this show, it applies. It fits. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with my channel. Like, how... Like I've said it before, maybe I just need to stop covering WWE and focus on AEW and NXT, because Raw and SmackDown, it's just making me sound like a broken record at this point. Like, I'm saying the same things over and over again, and I'm trying to stress to you, the viewer, the WWE's audience, that these shows are cooked. They're cooked. Nothing is happening. There's no intrigue. This is the road to WrestleMania, and I couldn't care less. I don't care about Elimination Chamber. I know it's going to be stupid. This WrestleMania may end up being worse than last year's WrestleMania. And that's a damn shame, because WrestleMania has traditionally been the granddaddy of them all, the showcase of immortals, the spectacle of spectacles. Not anymore. Under Triple H's garbage regime, WWE has become a shell of its former self. I'm telling you, I don't care how old Vince is, I don't care what he got into personally. Bring this man back, yo. Bring him back to book these shows. Bring in Eric Bischoff. Bring in Jim Cornette. Bring in Vince Russo. Something needs to be done. Let Tony Khan write these shows. Like, something needs to be done. This is how bad Triple H, Lee Fittings, Nick Khan, Michael P.S. Hayes are. Road Dogg is back there. Like, these guys are fucking morons. They're stupid. When have you ever heard of WrestleMania not being a sellout? When I was coming up, I remember like WrestleMania 17, 18, 19, those shows had sold out months in advance. Now here we are, WrestleMania 42 cannot sell tickets. It used to be sellout shows months in advance, already sold out, to cannot sell tickets. And then the ticket prices are just exuberant. So who's going to pay for these ticket prices when you could look at Raw every week and you could look at SmackDown every week and you're not getting anything? These shows are supposed to be leading to the pay-per-views. I'm supposed to want to buy the PLE because what I've been seeing on TV leading up to this. So what I've been seeing on TV is trash. It's terrible. It's caca. All right? It's excrement. It is S-H-I-T. It's bad. And to make it more worse, to make it more bad, WWE is pricing out me and you. They're making their tickets so expensive that nobody in their right mind would pay for this. So the people that are paying for this are clearly out of their mind. Why would I pay anywhere from $14,000 to $40,000 for front row seats? And that ain't even in front row. Those are on the floor. The nosebleed tickets are going for $1,000, $8,000, $5,000. I've seen these tickets are thousands of dollars. Who would pay for this? Raw was bad. If I had to grade this Raw, I would give it a 0. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 0. It was a 2.5 hour show. You only got 4 matches in that 2.5 hours. That should tell you something. And then the rest of the show was padded with nonsensical backstage BS segments that nobody cares about. I am over it at this point. I've been over it for a while. Hell, I took a couple of weeks off because I just could not watch these boring, predictable, stupid, garbage shows. So I took a couple of weeks off from even making videos. I come back and I have missed nothing because nothing happens. There's no story development. There's no character development. There's no plot movement. There is nothing moving the product forward. And for the love of God, I cannot stress this enough. There are no new stars. CM Punk is your world champion. And I like CM Punk, but he ain't the same CM Punk he used to be. He is old. He is pushing 50. This is how you know there's no new stars being created. Punk is a star from yesteryear. So far removed that there's a decade absence in between when he used to wrestle to when he started wrestling again. So not only is he a star from yesteryear, from when he left professional wrestling, then there's a decade gap between the time that he left professional wrestling and came back. Punk is literally a star from 20 years ago. Literally. That would be like during the Attitude Era, Hulk Hogan was still main eventing instead of Stone Cold Steve Austin. That would be like during the Ruthless Aggression era, Austin was still main eventing instead of John Cena. You see what I'm saying? There's no new guy. There's no hierarchy. There's no continuity. For God's sake, AJ Lee is not from goddaggone CM Punk's hometown. She's from New Jersey. She's not from Chicago. But AJ Lee is gonna fight Becky in her hometown. We don't know that she's from New Jersey. Come on, man. Come on. They don't care about the product. They don't care about continuity. They don't care if it's good. But they do care to price gouge fans with these tickets for these unremarkable shows. These shows are entirely missable and skippable. You do not need to watch Raw or SmackDown to be disappointed. If you did not watch Raw or SmackDown and just watched only the PLEs, you wouldn't miss nothing. And likewise, if you never watched any of the PLEs and you just watched the shows, you still wouldn't miss nothing. Because there's nothing to see here. WWE is circling the drain. It is dying a slow death, and Triple H is the executioner because it is entirely his job to put on the best possible product. And with all the talent that they have, he is not producing any stories, any feuds, 50-50 booking, not giving any wrestlers allowed to get over or get any momentum. And we are supposed to care about this garbage? We supposed to care about this crap? I do not care about this crap, and I'm fed up. I'm sick and tired of watching a product that I've been watching since the early 90s, since Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Ultimate Warrior, up until now. I've been a diehard WWE fan, but this shit is getting hard to watch. This shit is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, yo. And I am losing respect for Triple H week by week. Because I cannot believe this is where he is leading the company. I cannot believe he is the man that is in charge, and this is what we're getting from WWE. Only thing that has increased in this about these shows is the price of the tickets. Everything about this era is garbage. People have been calling it the ruthless depression era. And if I'm going to put that into perspective for you, you daggone right, this is the worst era of WWE. This is worse than the golden era. This is worse than the Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels era. This is definitely worse than the Attitude era and 100% worse than Cena's era. Even worse than the era that came after Cena when Roman Reigns was the guy. This is absolutely the worst possible time to be a fan of WWE. This shit is garbage. It's trash across the board. SmackDown put me to sleep this week. I woke up and I was told that I was snoring. That is not what you want your fans to do. Who would stay at home and watch something that's going to put them to sleep on Friday night? The wrestling demographic has always been 18 to 45. Those are young men to middle-aged men still in the prime of their life that theoretically should have something better to do on Friday night. But since they're wrestling fans, they're going to make the choice to watch wrestling, and you're giving them a show that's snooze-inducing. You're giving them a show that's putting them out. I was knocked out. I had to get up and watch other people's reviews so I could put my SmackDown review together. Because I had to go back and see what I missed. And I didn't miss much. I see why I fell asleep. Because these shows are boring. That is the worst possible thing a wrestling program can be. Boring is bad. This is entertainment, live entertainment on a television show. If this was a regular series, it would have been canceled by the network. This is horrible. This is probably the worst thing you could possibly watch. These shows are cooked. And I'm going to speed through the rest of this because none of this stuff is important. Nothing happens. You got an elimination chamber with Randy Orton, LA Knight, Jovan Evans, and Cody Rhodes. All of them are faces. All of them are faces. Where's the heels? This is stupid. And now you know Cody Rhodes is going to win. The only factor that could have possibly put Cody off was Gunther, because how heavy Triple H pushes Gunther even though he sucks. So now that Gunther is out of the equation, you know Cody is going to win this match. Ain't no way in hell Cody isn't going to win this match. Boring, predictable, bland, lazy, downright a slap in the face to the fans. Because they're playing with us like we're ignorant. They're playing with us like we're stupid. They're writing this for children. And I can't even see a child liking this. I can't even see a child liking this crap. It's not fun anymore. So the show kicks off with the Usos, LA Knight, and the Vision. And LA Knight has nothing to say. He's usually very good on promos, and he was doing what he can. He don't write the script for himself. This promo section was stupid. It was ridiculous. I didn't care about it. I was actually born. Logan Paul coming out talking about he sold his Pokemon cards. I don't give a fuck about no damn Pokemon cards. This is fucking Monday Night Raw. Nobody care about no Pokemon cards. Like, get this crap out of here, man. And then Austin Theory said something hilarious. Oh, a masked man gimmick is very original. Yeah, bro, we know. How many masked men have we seen? Yeah, we know. So the wrestlers are saying what we're thinking, but they're saying it out loud. Like, come on, man. Enough is enough of this crap, yo. This leads to a tag match between the Visions, Usos, and LA Knight, which the Vision go over after a tsunami from Bronson Reed. And the thing about this is, LA Knight is a jobber. As much as I hate to say it, as much as I've been pulling for this guy, he is a jobber. He's supposed to be on his revenge tour, quote unquote, come back after what the Vision did to him. There's no reason for him to still be taking losses to these guys. Like, get this mess off my television, man. Nobody want to see this crap. Hunter, go to hell, man. Go to hell. Like, nobody want to see this mess, young. Ridiculous, yo. Just ridiculous. Oh, but the other thing is, the Masked Man strikes again. Can't forget about the Masked Man. The hooded figure comes out, does the Seth Rollins stomp on Logan Paul, because Logan Paul was in Michael Cole's face after the match. He's all hyped up. Nobody cares, man. Nobody cares about this crap, yo. And then you get a backstage segment that is stupid. This is how desperate they are. Because if they're not selling tickets for WrestleMania, trust and believe the Elimination Chamber tickets aren't where they want them to be either. So they're pulling out a crate. Oh, the only thing missing is this is not an egg, it's a crate. So they're pulling out gobbled eye gooker tactics. Like, are you kidding me? Don't open this till Elimination Chamber. Are you kidding me? This is so frustrating. To see something that you love and you care about and that you're passionate about just be destroyed, and like, this is so frustrating. This is so frustrating. These shows are so hard to watch. It is so ridiculous, yo. Then you get the Los Americanos come up. They want to talk to Pierce about a title shot for the Intercontinental title. Adam Pearce isn't going to give them a title shot. They walk off. Then you get a triple threat match between Asuka, Natty, and Bayley. Asuka wins after making Bayley tap out. And it's official. I should have known. It's been that way for a while. Bayley is a jobber. Bayley is a jobber, yo. She's done. It don't matter how many world titles she's won in the past. Doesn't matter that she can still wrestle, that she cuts decent promos, ding dong, hello. Bayley is a jobber. They clearly don't see nothing in her. It's time for her to pack it up. I would not be mad at her if when her contract expires, she just goes to AEW with Mercedes. They don't see anything in Bayley anymore. Bayley still has a lot to offer the business, but in WWE's eyes, she's a jobber. Now, I think the right call did happen, that Asuka should have won, because her and the Kabuki Warriors have been in the mix with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, and there's nothing else going on in the women's division. Natty and Bayley hasn't been doing anything, so Asuka is the correct choice to win this match. Maxine Dupree come out after the match and attack Natty to absolutely no pop from the crowd. The crowd does not care. They don't care. Then you get a backstage segment with Rusev, Adam Pearce, and Oba Femi. So Oba Femi ain't doing nothing. They're still teasing which brand he's going to be on. And at this point, I do not care. Both shows are equally diarrhea. Who cares? Sign this man to a contract for one of these shows so he could start wrestling. They get into a stare down with Rusev and nobody cares. Rusev is a jobber. He doesn't do anything. He barely shows up. When the last time Rusev wrestled a match? Thank you. We move on because nobody cares. Then you get the sit down interview with Liv Morgan, Stephanie Vaquer, and Dominic Mysterio and Michael Cole. And this is just nonsensical BS that makes no sense, yo. It makes no sense because Stephanie has abandoned English altogether, so she's just cutting her promos in Spanish. Like, I don't understand Spanish and I don't want to read the subtitles. I'm trying to watch a wrestling program, not read. Jesus Christ, yo. Then Liv Morgan started crying for no reason. Like, this whole thing was stupid. Why are you eviscerating Liv? She just came off of a Royal Rumble win that I feel like she deserved. Why now are we doing this? Why is she crying? God, nobody cares, man. I don't care. Get this mess off of my television, yo. And then, this is what I said about Punk, man. Punk is past his prime. He ain't the same Punk that he used to be, and this promo tells you that. But it's not just the promo. It's who he's in the ring with. Finn Balor. CM Punk has already beaten him in his hometown for the world title, and so WWE's bright idea is to run that back. Triple H. This is my message to WWE. Finn Balor does not win matches, and we know it. They call him Finn Balor online. He does not win matches, so he has no credibility, you fucking idiots. How fucking stupid are you? If this man does not win matches, who in their right mind is going to believe he's a credible challenge for CM Punk? This shit is stupid. It's stupid. Like, nobody cares about this dumbass promo because you know Finn Balor is not going to win. Good Lord, y'all. I can't believe the person that's booking this show is a 14-time world champion. He used to wrestle Austin and The Rock all the time. Undertaker. And this is the crap that he's giving us. This shit is stupid, yo. This is the worst episode of Raw I've ever seen. And I'm talking about 2025 and 2024 was full of bad Raws. Bad Raws with brain dead segments. And I'm telling you, 2026 is taking that and running with it. This is the worst episode of Raw I've ever seen. SmackDown was the worst episode of SmackDown I've ever seen. This shit is crap, man. Nothing happens in this promo. CM Punk turns his back on the Judgment Day like, I dare you to hit me. And then he leaves the ring. That's it. That's all. Only thing that was remotely interesting was that he called out the fact, again, the wrestler saying the thing out loud that we're thinking, that Dominic Mysterio has 2 titles that he never defends. I don't care about this mess, yo. I don't care about this crap, yo. And I'm just so frustrated at this point. This shit is making me angry at this point. I usually just I'm calm, I'm cool, I'm collected, I give you my reviews. But this is terrible. Enough is enough. You're going to sit here and ruin the product that people have been invested in for over 30 years. Some people have grown up with WWE, and now we got to witness it just die. This shit is terrible. Please bring back Vince McMahon. Good Lord. Please bring him back. I know he's old. Bring this man back. Jesus Christ. This shit is terrible. Let me look at my notes. Nobody cares about... Well, actually, there was a backstage segment with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. And then the Kabuki Warriors show up and nothing happens. They go back and forth, Asuka talking in Japanese. Kairi looks like she's distressed. Io looked like she wants to comfort Kairi. Then as Asuka walks off camera, she screams Kairi. That's it, yo. Then we're gonna have Penta versus El Grande Americano. Penta wins off of a springboard Mexican destroyer after the original Grande Americana, who is Chad Gable, who I like, who should be doing much better, pulls one of them under the ring. I don't know if it was Bravo or Rayo. I can't keep track of this crap. Pulls them under the ring, hits a disgusting German suplex on whoever it was, and causes him the match, essentially. I hope they have their match at Elimination Chamber. You know this is what Hunter dumbass wants them to have. Like, we supposed to care about this. But I hope they have it at Elimination Chamber and not WrestleMania, because we don't need to draw this feud out to WrestleMania. Penta wins, and I just don't care, yo. They show a backstage segment with Liv Morgan still sad, still dejected, whatever her reason for crying was, it's still there. I don't care, man. I don't care about that. Then we get AJ Lee, who comes out and she cuts a decent promo. She's saying, she has an opportunity to, after a decade, to become a champion in WWE again. She has this opportunity, so she'd like to thank Becky Lynch for that. And this is her chance to show that she can still go. She also says she wants to hook up with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte, and she names a bunch of women she would like to fight. I would like to see that. I hope AJ Lee beats Becky Lynch for the Intercontinental title, and then we could have AJ Lee actually on the shows, because she has not been around. Becky then comes out and they do the rehash of the CM Punk promo. AJ dares Becky to hit her. Becky looks like she wants to, and then she doesn't, and then she leaves. The beginning part of the promo was fine when AJ Lee was just cutting her promo. It got nonsensical and stupid once Becky came out. And normally Becky is a great mic worker. And to be honest, there's nothing wrong with the mic work. It's just the story is dumb. Everything is stupid, yo. That's all this is. Now we're at the main event. There were a couple other dumbass backstage segments that I'm not even going to waste your time over. You get to the main event. Jovan Evans wins. He's entering the Elimination Chamber. Another face is going into the Elimination Chamber. He pins Dominic Mysterio because Dominic is a jobber that has titles that he don't deserve, that he does not defend. And Gunther is surprisingly, who I thought was going to win, taken out of this by Dragon Lee going upside his head with a ring bell. And I love to see it because Gunther is terrible. And I love to see him knock down a peg because he is a jobber. He is 100%. I don't care that he retired Cena. I don't care that he retired AJ Styles. I don't care that he retired Goldberg. This is things that he did that he does not deserve. Gunther is terrible. He's bland, he's boring, and he hasn't drawn a dime for any promotion or promoter that he's ever worked for. And with the Jovan Evans win, Raw simply goes off air. And I'm telling you guys, I am here to tell you that this was the worst episode of Raw ever. The show was so boring, so predictable, so lifeless. I cannot imagine that Triple H, this is like a show that's been booked or written or however they do it weeks in advance. He has to be coming up with this on the fly. I would not be surprised if he wrote this crap down an hour before the show even took to air. That is how bad this is. Anybody can come up with this. ChatGPT can come up with a better product. I could come up with a better show. A 12-year-old, a 10-year-old could come up with a better show. This is trash, ass, garbage. It's a bad product. Guys, thank you for watching. Remember, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that bell notice. Help your boy out. I'm the Black Patriot. This has been the Tree of Woe Wrestling Podcast. And until the next one, peace out. Stay safe.